This is insane. I'm about to hand you 11 brand new faceless AI YouTube niches that are absolutely blowing up right now. Channels that started 30 to 60 days ago and are already making as high as $30,000 every single month. Some earn that much from ad revenue alone, while others stack brand deals and affiliate income on top of that. And by the end of this video, you are going to know what makes them work, what their strategies are, and how you can start your own faceless AI channel now. Hey, in case we haven't met, I'm Oliver. I used to fix hot tubs in Colorado, and I ended up quitting that job to dive full-time into the online world. And now I make over 6 figures a year. And a big part of how I got here was by exploring and testing all different kinds of side hustles and business models, which is why what I do on this channel is I dig through all the new money-making tools, opportunities, and strategies, and I bring the best ones that I find right here to you. And I spent the last few weeks researching these exact faceless AI niches so that you don't have to. So let's get into it. The first channel is called Liberal Pulse. This one started around 83 days ago, and they make between $6,000 and $17,000 a month from ad revenue. Their first videos were posted about 2 months ago, and they already have hundreds of thousands of views. Now, this is a politics-related channel, and these channels do explode pretty fast, but let me just give you some of the pros and the cons. Now, the cons are that there is a massive competition in this niche, with many similar channels, and on top of that, there's a very real risk of demonetization, limited ads, and takedowns because it's political content. Plus, the audience can be volatile; they're harder to retain long term, and to be honest, they'll likely hurt your feelings if you don't like negative comments. So that's something to think about. But obviously, there's going to be a lot of pros as well. So there's going to be new political events happening every single day. So there's endless content to choose from. And there's also strong emotional triggers, right? People care a lot about this. And so you're going to get a lot of engagement, get a lot of comments, which is going to help you scale pretty quickly. And it works really well with faceless videos because all you have to do is go to the news sites and find the stock footage or find other clips circulating the internet, go to X, right? Find whatever's already out there. And then you can just compile it and put a little bit of a script over it, and you're good to go. It's not too difficult. And as we can see, there are already channels that are proving this by doing over $10,000 a month, which, started posting only a couple months ago, like this one. So that's really cool. Now, channel number 2 is called Creepy Vids. They only post long-form videos, and so far they've gotten 54 million views, which results in them making up to $24,000 per month from ad revenue alone, like you can see right here. We can also see them promoting their merch and their products to make even more money, and they're also uploading every single day, as this content is, well, it's relatively simple to create. Now, the cons for this type of content is that there is a very real risk that this channel might get age restricted, as it's going to be disturbing and violent content that you don't want kids and, young people looking at. So it can be really difficult also to find fresh and authentic footage without repeating yourself or making the same videos over and over again. And the audience retention might just, depend on the shock factor or the way that you make your title or your thumbnail, right? So it's going to be a lot of hit and miss with this kind of a thing. Now, the pros, obviously, there's a strong curiosity and fear which drives clicks, and the content is fully faceless, so it's pretty easy to create without recording videos, and it's evergreen, so it's going to continue to get views for a long time. It's not just like a news video where it only is popular for that news cycle. Now, obviously, this person makes $24,000 a month, and that's a big positive. It's a good green flag. Now, look, faceless YouTube channels like this are a fantastic way to make your first few 5 figures online. I'm not going to lie to you. You can absolutely build something real here. But let's just be honest for a second. To get true financial freedom and location independence, you need something that doesn't rely on ad revenue or algorithm changes, and which brings in a stable, reliable income every month. And so there is a business model that I recommend, which is actually the same one that brought me my freedom. And it is probably what I think the single best way to earn a full-time income from home in 2025. And the link for that is going to be in the description and the pinned comment below. So if you're interested, just go check that out. All right, let's just keep going because I got 9 more faceless niches to show you. At number 3, we have a channel called Cow Quiz. Now, this one makes around $3,000 to $8,000 a month from ad revenue. And they're essentially doing these faceless quizzes that are either brain rot memes or different fruits, or, they're just asking different questions to people and people engage with that. So, I mean, it's a pretty cool idea. It's a pretty cool channel. Now, the cons for this type of thing is that the CPM is going to be a lot lower compared to niches like finance or politics, and viewer retention can obviously drop once the puzzle feels repetitive or predictable, so you're not going to get a lot of long-term viewers maybe, and it's pretty easy for others to then just copy your content. So long-term, I would say that's probably not the best idea, but it's definitely something that could get you. I mean, these guys are making 3 to 8K. So the pros is that it's going to be family-friendly content. So it's going to have a wide global audience, it'll have wide appeal, including kids, which is a massive niche. Now, it has a very high potential for virality. It's really simple and it's really scalable, and it doesn't really cost that much, if at all, to make these kinds of videos, as we'll talk about. So considering that they're posting this every single day, it doesn't take them that long to create these faceless videos at all. I mean, you can just look into them and see exactly what they're doing right here and pretty much just copy what they're doing, which is why I said that one of the cons, right? All right, so number 4, we have this AI faceless channel called Stories of the Imperium. They started around 80 days ago, and they make up about $21,000 every single month. And if you look into their videos, you can see that they're very, very, very long, right? So they use AI-generated images, AI-generated scripts, AI-generated voiceovers, and later on I'm going to show you exactly where to get all the free AI tools and how to use them to create these kinds of videos for free with AI, so just stick with me for that. But the cons with this niche is that it is limited to these specific fans. All right, so it's heavily reliant on copyrighted content, which could, risk takedowns, and long-form lore content requires significant research and script writing and sort of retention abilities, unless you have the free AI tools, obviously, that I'm going to show you later. Now, the pros, there is a passionate and loyal fan base that obviously wants to watch this stuff. It's evergreen lore content, so again, it's not going to be destined for the news cycle and just die after 2 weeks. And, the faceless storytelling format makes this channel, it makes it scalable. Right, so pretty much it's really easy to make these videos and then continue to make money for a long time. All right, so now the next channel makes up to $24,000 a month, and it's called Firearms Law Advisor. This YouTube channel, it only has 13 videos, and their most popular videos have over 1 million views. They actually started really recently. It looks like a little over a month ago. And they're usually mostly stock footage and AI voices in the background to tell different stories, from court-related to guns, obviously. So it's very risky and can be easily demonetized, so be careful with that. But it looks like, it's doing well for them, obviously, $24,000 a month. Now, the next channel on our list is called Plainly Curious. They have 29 videos so far. Their most popular videos, which were posted about a month ago, already have over 1 million views. Great sign, obviously. They're essentially just finding cases with these AI tools and then putting photos from those cases, which can be found online, and then just using AI to tell a story of what happened with those cases. So pretty straightforward. 1, 2, 3, just boom, you got a video, and you didn't have to create anything in your own head. So that's useful. Now, the next faceless YouTube channel is called A Talking Hat. And they only have 14 videos, and they make up to $30,000 a month from just ad revenue alone. All right, so you can see that their videos are higher quality here, and I would assume that this person probably spends at least $100 per video on their videos. And, if they upload once a week, which it looks like they do, and let's say that they're going to be spending around $500 or $600 a month, and from that, they make $30,000 back. So, I mean, that's a pretty good ROI, right? So these do require obviously more research than just a casual AI channel. We can see that they include paid promotion as well, so he's also getting brand deals on top of all this. So I would assume that he's making well over $60,000 a month with everything combined here. So yeah, even if he spends way more on creating these videos than just $500 or $600 a month, then he's paying somebody on Upwork or Fiverr to create these videos for him. It's obviously worth it, and I think that he's going to be pretty okay with spending that money every month. Now, the next YouTube channel that I want to talk to you about, I want to show you this, pretty cool. It's called Navy Media. Now, they make up to $39,000 a month from ad revenue, and they're mainly just telling fabricated stories from war. They talk about aircrafts and the Navy and these battles, which usually never really even happened, but they just use AI to come up with all of this. And they find footage of real battles which happened in the past, and then they just use that for the video. and then you just have the AI create a completely different script so that it just seems engaging. And you can, see that obviously some of these are massive hits. Some get millions of views, while some only get 1,000 views. So, I mean, it's not really consistent, just like with most channels, but this one has definitely been popping off. And I mean, look, its most recent upload has over 1 million views already. Now, of course, with a niche like this, competition can be super fierce. There's also a risk of getting demonetized with a channel like this, especially if you show graphic scenes. But, if you're careful, then you can make a lot of money with this, obviously. Now, here is my biggest tip for anybody who's wanting to do these faceless. If you don't want to start any of these random faceless channels and talk about random things that you have really no interest in, like if you're a pacifist, you're not going to make a video about war, right? So you don't have to do that. You can just start a channel on things that you care about so that you can just run long term and care about it and make these videos, and then you'll have ideas generating in your head, and you'll wake up in the morning and be like, oh yeah, maybe I'll do something about that. Maybe I'll do something about that, instead of like asking AI, like, come up with a bunch of ideas for me. Like, you'll start having them yourself. So it's always better to be interested in what you're doing than just like thinking, oh, this one makes a lot of money, let me just do that, right? It's 100% better to be interested in it. Now, let's move on to the next Faceless YouTube channel, which is making around $6,000 a month. It's called Epic Old West Stories. And they're just telling these AI-generated stories, which probably never really happened. But with AI, you can just ask it to make up stories on different subjects, and it's going to do that. And then they just write these scripts, probably with Claude, because Claude's the best for writing. And they just create one image. Insanely, they just create one image. And then you also use that image for the thumbnail. And then they just add a voiceover. They can probably use something like 11 Labs, and then they add captions, and then that's pretty much it. Now, if you put a little bit more effort into these videos, then you will most likely get better results. But as you can see, even with almost no effort, when you have an image in the background and just AI-generated captions and an AI-generated voice and an AI-generated story, and then they just put it out there, it takes less than 5 to 10 minutes to create, and they're still doing $6,000 a month from ad revenue. All right, so pretty good deal, huh? The next Faceless YouTube channel on our list is called The Everything Professor. Now, these guys only have 21 videos, it looks like, and over 100,000 subscribers, and they make up to $32,000 a month, even though it was started pretty recently. Now, these videos are not AI slop, all right? These look like very high-quality videos. This guy uploads once every 2 weeks because it probably takes a lot of time to create them. But if you outsource this to somebody and, you spend probably around $250 per video, so let's say at $250 per video, you upload 4 times a month. That's going to be around $1,000 a month spent on creating videos. But then you make $32,000 a month just from ad revenue back on top of that. That's like a 30x return. It's pretty cool, right? So I'm not saying that it's going to happen with every single YouTube channel. Obviously it's not, but that's what's happening with this guy. So that's pretty cool. Now, the next YouTube channel on our list is called The Wordy Tales. These guys are making up to $15,000 a month just from ad revenue. They don't rely on anything else. These are very low effort AI generated stories as well, usually just motivational stories. And we can see here, like, the background images are also AI generated. So, if you're not sure how to create these images, just take a screenshot and then just ask ChatGPT, create a prompt that would allow me to create this image with Midjourney or any other AI tool of your choice. I usually use Leonardo AI for that because it's free. So I just launched the app, and on the left side, I'm going to have image generation right over here. And then I just need to enter those prompts from ChatGPT to create the images. So I can just go to image, and on the left side, paste the prompt into this box. And then it's going to create those images for me. And it can also animate them inside of Leonardo as well. So if you want to do that, very easy, all in one place. All right, so there you have it. 11 faceless niches, all making 4 to 5 figures a month. Some of them started a month ago, others have been at it for a year, but they all have one thing in common, and that is that they took action. Now, here's the thing. Everything I just showed you works. Faceless YouTube is real. It can absolutely build a $5, $10, obviously even $30,000 per month channel if you're consistent and if you test it smartly. But I can only speak from my own experience. And what changed everything for me was moving into something that does not rely on views or ad revenue or YouTube's algorithm. So if you want to see what I believe is the single best business model to start in 2025, the same system that I use to make over 6 figures a year while living here in Thailand, then the link to that training is going to be down below. And I promise it's going to be the best hour that you spend this week. Anyway, those were 11 faceless YouTube channels making over $10,000 a month. Always remember that just because this works for some people, results are not guaranteed in any business, including this one. So mainly because most people who watch this video are not going to do anything. They're not going to take any action. Okay. And if you quit on this and you get distracted, then nothing's going to happen for you. So if you want to succeed in anything, when it comes to internet marketing, when it comes to anything, then don't be like that. Find something that interests you and then go all in on it. And most importantly, never give up. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content just like this. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.